Alright, this video is about the reason why you're getting poorer, why I'm getting poorer, why everyone, or the majority of people anyway, are getting poorer. Why we're struggling. Why? What the fuck is going on? We're all feeling the pinch. We all are. Less people are going out on a night. People are spending less on luxuries and more on the basic necessities because everything costs more. It costs more to live. Living standards are dropping. We're all getting poorer. But what is happening? What's going on? Well, as any socialist can tell you, this is what the capitalist system does. It accumulates huge amounts of wealth at the top in the hands of the few, in the hands of an elite, a capitalist ruling class. And it sucks the wealth from the rest of us. And the history of capitalism is the history of this process. How wealth has been accumulated at the top and then through political movements from the working class has been forced to be redistributed to a degree, and then through political conflict and defeat for the working class, it's gone in reverse again and it's ended up accumulating at the top with a massive gap between them and us again. The history of capitalism is fascinating. Capitalists got very rich very quick at the expense of everyone else. There was horrendous poverty in Britain, but the creation of trade unions, the creation of the Labour Party, of social democracy, of political movements like the Chartists, they fought back against the rich and forced redistribution of wealth, so that after World War II, for a few decades, the mid-1940s to the mid-1970s, wealth in this country was actually quite fairly distributed compared to how it had been and to how it is today. Britain was one of the most equal countries in the world for a while. We got the NHS, we got council housing, we got comprehensive education, we got the benefit system. You know, that whole welfare state. It was welfare capitalism, if you like. It wasn't socialism because the working class wasn't in power, but wealth was redistributed to the working class only because of political force, only because of movements that made that happen, that forced the rich to share the wealth more fairly. Now, from the mid-70s, this has been going in reverse, and Thatcher, who came along in 79, was a revolutionary really for the ruling class. She turned things around so much that the working class was very much put on the back foot. Defeat after defeat for trade unions. Ideologically, she changed the whole of society so that people became more individualized and selfish and money orientated, and then they didn't mind getting into huge amounts of debt to buy a house and a car and all the rest of all these material stuff that took precedent over more important things like public services and decent wages and pensions and all the rest of it. So anyway, how long has it been? 79 till now? Well, it's 45 years, isn't it? 45 years of Thatcherism. 45 years of accumulated wealth in the hands of the few. The gap between rich and poor in this country is getting wider and wider. It's now the widest it's ever been. In the whole of British history, It's the widest it's ever been. So, how do we stop this? Well, look, the rich ruling class, the beneficiaries of this wealth accumulation, this wealth that's being redistributed now, by the way, from us to them, being sucked from us to them again. The beneficiaries have tactics to weaken our side, to keep us where we are, to keep the wealth flowing from us to them, to keep us getting poorer. They have tactics, and one of their main tactics is racism. Racism. All this talk about asylum seekers, anti-immigration, Muslims, it's all part of the tactic of racism, which is used very efficiently by the rich ruling class to divide and distract the working class. I mean, look at us. We're pathetic. We're allowing this shit to happen and we're not fighting back. But think of our numbers. We're millions of us. Tens of millions. And they're just a few people, the ruling class. And we could easily fucking take back the wealth from them if we were united. But we're not united, are we? We're not unified. They've got us divided through racism. Look at the people you know. Look at how obsessed they are with asylum seekers, or black people, or Muslims, or immigrants, or Eastern Europeans, or people from the Middle East, whatever. They're obsessed with it, man. Fucking obsessed with it. They might even vote for the likes of Nigel Farage and march about with that Tommy Robinson Nazi wanker. That's how conditioned they are now by the ruling class. The ruling class are laughing at them. Laughing at them, laughing at you, laughing at me, laughing at the working class, because we're so fucking divided and we're so obsessed with these false enemies that we're allowing the accumulation of wealth in the hands of the few at the top of society all over again. And our way of living is falling apart. I'm driving onto my estate now, a council estate, former council estate, now run by a private company, but still the same houses, isn't it? Council houses. It's riddled with racism. The people on this estate should be fucking coming together, man. They should understand who their false enemy is. The rich, the capitalist bastards, the multi-billionaires, the people who don't pay the taxes, the people who steal the wealth from the workers, the people who are living in fucking great luxury at our expense. But most people are too busy hating the guy down the street because, what, he got a few quid off the government so that he doesn't starve to death after fleeing a war-torn country or whatever. Come on, man. Come on. While the poor are hating the poor, the rich are laughing all the way at the bank. It's time to understand that, man. Unite with your immigrants. Unite with your asylum seekers. Unite with black people, Muslims, because we're all working class. It's the rich billionaires, the capitalists we should hate and should be fighting back against. Anyway, until that happens, we're going to get poorer. Poorer and poorer and poorer. So let's make it happen. Good night.